Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about news topics that have happened over the past week or so with Kaspa. And before we begin, let's first look into all the statistics with Kaspa. So recently, Kaspa has been surging to the upside once again, and currently we're sitting at 17, almost 18 cents with a 10% gain today. Our volume is currently sitting at $90 million in volume. Our ranking is number 24, and our market cap is at $4.06 billion. We are currently about $1.2 billion away from beating Litecoin and surpassing it. And I've been calling it for the longest that I believe Kaspa will surpass Litecoin in the near future because it just simply is much more superior to Litecoin. And we'll see how much further it goes in the longer run. Currently, the current supply is sitting at about 22.7 billion Kaspa circulating. Our hash rate is currently at 168 petahashes. Total mined is sitting at 79%, almost 80%. We have 15 days until the next block reward reduction. The next reward will be 123 Kaspa. If we're looking at the top addresses, we have a brand new Aquaman, which means an address that is holding 1 billion Kaspa. This address, I believe, is KuCoin. I do not believe it is a single person. I believe it's KuCoin because if you look at the details of all of the transfers, it's coming out of the KuCoin wallet. I believe KuCoin is trying to simply consolidate their Kaspa into this wallet. And something that's interesting that I've never seen before until just now actually is that one of the times the Uphold wallet got some Kaspa, which could possibly mean that KuCoin was purchasing some more Kaspa via Uphold, because it looks like KuCoin's really trying to own most of the Kaspa. But if we go into the KuCoin wallet, they have another address that's currently sitting at number 43 that holds another 44 million Kaspa on top of this address that they keep sending Kaspa to that holds about 1 billion Kaspa. So a lot of the Kaspa is held on exchanges, and it's truly important that if you are holding your Kaspa on exchange, please consider getting yourself a cold storage device or a hot wallet. Please keep your Kaspa offline and off exchanges because there's always a risk with holding your funds on exchanges. If we click to only display addresses with balance changes in the last 24 hours, you can see that exchanges have been loading up with Kaspa, and also other wallets have been loading up with Kaspa. A couple sells, it looks like, in other wallets, but mainly green for the most part. We can also see that over here that it's currently mainly green when it comes to more balances being added to different addresses right now. So really interesting to see the growth of Kaspa right now. It is currently surging a lot. If we're looking at the inactive supply, currently in the last 3 months, it's been kind of pumping right now, and we're seeing that the inactive supply is over 53% of Kaspa has not moved in the last 3 months. If we're going to the 6 months chart, we could see that over 34% of Kaspa has not moved in the last 6 months. If we're looking in the last year, it looks like it's starting to have a little bit of a drop off, but it's still sitting at about 15% that hasn't moved in 1 year. And then inactive for 2 years have just always been going up, and that's currently sitting at about 3%. And I'm pretty sure a lot of this supply that's sitting for over 2 years are just going to be exchange wallets, the burn wallet, and people who have just simply lost their funds forever. I saw a post a little bit not too long ago where someone said that they just basically lost their seed phrase to 140,000 Kaspa. So that Kaspa will never be recovered, but that basically just dilutes the price a lot less, because that means that Kaspa will never be sold to the market. It will just always be within the network. Next, we have some posts here that was coming out recently, and we have SafePal, and it says having a SafePal wallet is like having a digital fortress. It's like having an ultimate shield. And this person asked, "Hey SafePal, any plans to integrate Kaspa and they say that we have Kaspa in our pipeline, friend. So Kaspa is definitely looking like it's going to be on SafePal soon, and this does look like a pretty decent wallet. I think I did some research on it, and I believe it is fully open source, so it may be a really good wallet to get Kaspa on, and people may be interested in looking into that there. Another post here we have by Dr. Martin saying that first ETPs in Europe, two companies are preparing one. If you don't remember, a few months ago, Dr. Martin was saying that ETPs will be coming for Kaspa in 2024. If you don't know what an ETP is, it's basically like an ETF, an exchange traded fund, but it's based in Europe. And supposedly, we're hearing the rumor again that two companies now are preparing an ETP, and it's going to be for Kaspa. So it's going to be pretty interesting if this does come to light, but again, it's more like a rumor just for now. Here's another adoption post, and this says soon Kaspa to the moon. And personally, I don't really like those kind of comments, but I believe it's more better to be said that Kaspa is going to be going to the stores, and that's where I want to see it. I don't want to see it on the moon. I want to see it at my local stores because I want it to see it get adopted. And they continue to say, this is grassroots marketing in action. Thanks to our France ambassador, Drew the Wizard, for rocking the battle card with hundreds of students. And Julian is the France ambassador for Kaspa, and he actually did run an event over there with a ton of students, and it looks like over 100 people attended and were introduced into Kaspa and started getting their first bit of Kaspa and learning about Kaspa currency. This is always good to see about adoption because these ambassadors are hard at work and they're all across the world. Here's a article that came out, which just obviously gives more attention to Kaspa, but coming out from NewsBTC saying Kaspa to hit $3 in explosive bull run. Expert predicts 2650% surge. Always be careful when you see articles like this because they claim the expert is usually just like another YouTuber or someone who posts on Twitter, and they call them an expert, but really it's just someone just giving a random guess of a price prediction. So always be careful with these kind of articles. This is very common to see with a coin like XRP, people saying expert predicts that it's going to go to like $10,000 or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, just be careful with these articles and remember to look at things and by their facts and just look at market cap, supply, and make sure that you don't get carried away because sometimes some people could be predicting crazy prices that obviously just don't make sense when you're comparing it to the market cap and the supply. Next, we have an update on, if you're still interested in the whole debate about the missing Genesis block data and all that FUD that I have covered in the past, and I have a whole playlist that covers that. I'm actually going to show you that here. If you go to my playlist section, there's a section that is called Gaps in Transaction History Issue. Please watch this playlist if you don't know what I'm talking about right now. But basically, in the beginning of Kaspa's lifetime, it just simply was not archiving any of the data of any of the Kaspa. So currently we don't have the data of about the first, it's about like a month and a half now that we're missing of data. We used to be missing 6 months of data, but over time people have discovered their nodes to have this data and have been uploading it. And currently Journey over here uploaded a lot of dates in the beginning and end of November, December. And then recently, someone just recently came in and uploaded the first week of Kaspa. So for all the people that think that not having this data means that there's some kind of scam involved with Kaspa, I mean, the data just keeps showing up and people keep coming in and uploading this data. So if you are a miner and you did mine Kaspa in the very beginning days, please hop into the Discord, go to the Data Deer exchange and ask if you can maybe provide some data back then in November of 2021. If you do have a node that was running during that time, you may still have the folder that has all that data, and this data would be very, very helpful so that we can finish parsing all the ledger data, and hopefully one day we may actually have the full entire data. But other than that, we're missing about a month and a half now, especially getting the first week of November now, which the first week of November is when Kaspa was launched pretty much. And then we have a lot of days that are towards the end of November and beginning of December. So we're not missing too much now. Moving on here, we have just more adoption videos. This person has been on a roll on getting videos of people showing that Kaspa is being accepted in different places in the US. This is a grocery store in Oklahoma City, USA that is accepting Kaspa. Really cool to see. Another one that's just showing adoption over here is that Da Vinci, which is one of the OGs for Bitcoin, recently made a video of him showing how to set up the Kaspa Tantrum cards so that he can get Kaspa. Someone has asked me about one of his recent statements on a recent live stream talking about that there's a security issue with Kaspa, and I heard that supposedly he just simply did not understand how the KDX wallet works. I'll probably make a video addressing that so that hopefully no one gets that misunderstood. But Da Vinci is just an OG person that has been in Bitcoin for a very, very long time and keeps promoting Kaspa. He likes Kaspa, but I truly believe he just simply doesn't understand a lot of things about it just yet. Here's another Kaspa adoption getting adopted by a dentist in Nashville, Tennessee. And I actually know someone who's out there, and I have a buddy of mine that said that he's going to be going to this dentist and using his Kaspa to pay for his dentist visit. So that's pretty cool to see that Kaspa is getting adopted in different places in the US. I do pay my barber in Kaspa, so I'm probably going to try to get him to register his barber shop in Florida over here so that there's another place that is accepting Kaspa, because it's pretty cool to see that Kaspa is getting adopted, even though people think that it's not. It is, and this is the main use case, and it's to be used as currency or as money. Here's another adoption event by a Vietnamese ambassador, and this person created an event called Cas Sports and created a sports event that is sponsored fully by Kaspa. You can actually read more about this here in this article. I have links to everything that you saw in this video down below. You can go to the sources and read more about this, but they were able to pay the winners of the sporting event in Kaspa pretty much. So this whole sporting event was sponsored by Kaspa. It's really cool to see, and these things can happen because Kaspa is stateless, is decentralized. There's no company involved. Anyone can literally decide to sponsor an event by Kaspa simply because Kaspa has no organization or foundation, and that's what makes Kaspa stateless. There's no company telling you what you can or cannot do with the Kaspa brand, even though the brand is not copyrighted or anything like that. The code is not copyrighted or anything like that. It's fully open source and decentralized. And this is the beauties of a decentralized, stateless currency. And so that's pretty much all I have so far with news topics on Kaspa. Clearly, Kaspa has been getting a lot of attention and adoption, which is always good to see. And lastly, if you're interested in supporting this channel and the work that I do here, you can consider joining my Patreon. This truly is just a way to support me, to just basically fund me being able to continue creating free content for you guys on YouTube. With this, you will get access to my private Discord, where you'll be able to see my full portfolio of what I'm holding in crypto, which is pretty much just Bitcoin and Kaspa, but Kaspa is my biggest holding, and you'll be able to see exactly how much I hold in there. You'll be able to talk to me whenever you like. I'll be able to always assist you if you need anything, and you'll also be able to see all my videos before they go out live to the public. But thank you guys so much. If you guys aren't in that Patreon, thank you guys so much for that support. I really do appreciate that. And lastly, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and as always, don't be average, be different.